guys, it's Megan. Merry Christmas. You're watching this on Christmas, but it's a little bit before Christmas when I'm filming this. But I hope all of you who celebrate it are having an amazing day with your family and friends and just enjoying the day off if you don't celebrate Christmas. And I just hope you all have an awesome day and celebrate it the way you want it to. So I wanted to do a video today on my 2016 personal priorities and goals. So the things going into 2016 that I really want to make sure I prioritize and spend time doing and thinking about in 2016 to be even happier than I already am. So I got this idea from the blog Mr. Money Mustache, which is my current obsession when it comes to blogs that I'm reading. So he has a really cool blog about retiring early and living frugally. I've learned so much from reading his blog, and I'll go into that in my 2016 financial goals video, which will be a separate goal because I have many to talk about. But he had a blog post a few years ago. I've been reading them in chronological order from when he started, and he was talking about making a list of the things that make you the happiest and then really prioritizing those things. And not all of them you'll find cost any money. So he says to focus on the ones that are free, but I just want to go over all the ones that I thought of because it was really eye-opening to see what I thought of and to think about how some of these I rarely do them. So I'm going to go over those first and then talk about some of my goals or resolutions for 2016. I'm calling them goals this year because I find that resolutions is, I don't know, I tend not to do those things, but goals, I can always work towards those. So the things that I really want to prioritize in 2016 are probably things that will not surprise you. But I really want to read more in 2016. I think that ever since I started college, this has been a goal for me every year to read more, because in high school I would read like several books a week, if not a book a week. And it's just weird how when I went to college, I really got out of that habit and I haven't picked it back up. So I've even been like listening to audiobooks, and I think that might be a way that I'll be able to incorporate reading more easily into my schedule. I feel like I don't have time to sit down and read, even though I probably do, but I prefer to like watch TV and stuff. So I really want to read more in 2016. I also want to pick up my walking and running at least 3 times a week. I was doing so well at that, and then once daylight savings time hit and it's pitch black by the time I get home from work, I have not done it a single time. So I don't know what I'll really do while it's still dark at like 5 p.m. I haven't figured that out yet. Maybe I'll do some workout DVDs or something. It's just, I find that it's hard to do it while I'm living at home because we all share like the living space, and there's not a large space for me to like hog up the whole room to do when everyone's home after work. So I'll have to figure out something with that, but I definitely want to start walking and running at least 3 times a week once I feel like it's light enough to do it after work, because I don't want to run in the dark and I'm just like really paranoid. So once it's light enough, I definitely want to pick that up again, and that is when I really listen to my audiobooks. I really enjoyed listening to a book as opposed to listening to music, and I think that's a really cool way to fit into reading with your schedule. I also love going to the movies, but I rarely ever do that. So I want to make that a priority in 2016, not like force myself to go see movies I don't care about. But when a movie is out, I do want to go see it, even if it is by myself. And I guess it was earlier this year or last year, I was really like promoting to you guys going on dates with yourself, and I still really believe in that, but it's much harder when you have a full-time job. Like when I was working part-time in retail, I would have off like during the middle of the week, so I would be able to do it easier. But now that I only have weekends off, which don't get me wrong, I love weekends off, but it's a little bit harder when I have a bunch of other things to do. But I really do want to make going to the movies a priority because I do really, really enjoy it. Also, seeing concerts. I pretty much go to a few concerts every year because it's something I love so much. And I see a lot of like big name performers, which can easily add up. Like, it's very expensive to go see Lady Gaga or Taylor Swift or One Direction, all of which I've seen and I love their concerts. But it's super, super expensive to do that a few times a year. So recently I did see Kenny G in concert with my grandma and my mom, and he was absolutely amazing, and the tickets were very, very fairly priced. So I want to try to see more less expensive concerts or go to more less expensive concerts, but I just enjoy I love seeing the music being performed. That's like really what it all comes down to. Even if it's just like a free concert at like a bar or something, I love it so much. So I want to prioritize that and find out where different concerts are being played or just live music in general. So that can easily be a super expensive habit or a very like free or inexpensive habit, but I just have expensive taste, so I'm trying to get over that. Also, this year I really want to travel more. Last year it was basically impossible to travel because the first half of the year, or the first like 3 months, I was still working at Bed Bath & Beyond and I could never get off. And then in March, the end of March, I started my full-time job, and you guys know we went to California over the summer and that was so amazing. And I am going to do a video next week on my 2015, my year of 2015, just looking back on it and reflecting on it and just talking about my favorite moments in it. So that'll definitely be part of it, but that's really the only vacation that I took, like the only big vacation. But I feel like a lot of vacations, they don't need to be like super long. They can just be a closer city, but somewhere I haven't been before. So a few of the places that I want to go this year are DC, New York City, which we do go to, but we don't really like explore. We pretty much do the same things every time. I really want to go to Chicago. That's somewhere I've wanted to go for a few years, and I think that it just seems like a really cool city. And Boston and Providence. I have been to both those cities several times and I absolutely love going there. It's better to go in the spring or summer because they have horrific winters, but I would really love to go back there and visit it again. And two places that I am going to be going in 2016, and one place that I'm going next week for a few days. I'm going to Baltimore next week, which I am very, very excited for. My sister and I are taking a little trip, and I'm going to vlog it to show you guys all my favorite places in Baltimore because I did go to school there and I miss it a lot. So we're gonna go and just enjoy me being back in Baltimore. And then I am taking a trip with some of my friends to Florida this year, and I'm so excited about it. We're gonna go to Universal and SeaWorld and just enjoy a little vacation. We're actually going in April, so it's kind of like a random time to go, but I'm just super excited. So if I can fit in a few weekend trips with these other locations, I think that would be so much fun, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. You just have to look around for the best deals. So I definitely want to prioritize traveling this year and every year to come. Also, I really want to spend time on my YouTube, which I spend a lot of time on right now, but I don't know, it's hard to juggle everything for me. I find that I really am hard on myself about YouTube. Like right now, I film so many videos every weekend because I really, really am passionate about getting up videos at least like every other day for you guys, but sometimes I can really get burnt out from doing that because it takes up a lot of my time on the weekends and I just don't have a lot of time to relax if I do it in this way. So I want to find a way that it's more relaxing for me to do and that I don't get burnt out doing it, because I don't want it to feel like a job or a chore to do YouTube, because I love it so much and I love talking to you guys and interacting with you, and I never want to feel like it's a burden on me. So I want to prioritize figuring out a way that I feel like I'm successful at YouTube, but also not like killing myself trying to be like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. In my head, it's a lot more complicated than I can explain it. It's like, it's weird. So I want to really focus on YouTube again this year, but I want to figure out a way to just be more mellow about it. And then my last priority for this year is to continue learning about finances and investing. So I haven't gotten into investments yet. That's something I'm going to talk about with you guys in my financial goals, but it's definitely something I'm very interested in, and finances in general. I am just so enamored with it, and I think that it gives you so much power to be able to understand your personal finances, but also finances in the bigger scope of the world. So that's something I'm really into right now, and I can't imagine getting out of it because it really does affect your everyday life. And in my job, I am getting into more finances in my in the projects that I have to do. So it's kind of cool that it has to do with, like, I'll learn about it at work, but then I also can apply it to my everyday life, and I just like to read about it in my personal time as well, which I never would have done that before, but I'm really into it. So those are some of my priorities for 2016, and then my goals for this year, I have some ones that might seem silly and then some more serious ones. So my first goal that I really started at the beginning of 2015 or some random time was to really cut back on my soda intake. And then in 2016, I want to completely cut out soda from my diet. So I pretty much only ever have soda if we go to Wendy's or something, because they have that awesome soda fountain where you can get vanilla Coke, and vanilla Coke is one of my favorite things of life. So it's really hard for me when I get a combo or something to choose water over that delicious vanilla Coke. So I'm gonna do my best at cutting out soda. I have really crazy blood sugar, so cutting out soda will be better for me overall, and it's just hard because it's so delicious. My number one priority or goal for 2016 is to save. So in my financial goals, you'll hear a lot more specifics about this, but I am just going to go full throttle into saving. I already save the majority of my paycheck, but I want to save even more, and I have to cut back spending in order to be able to save more of my paycheck. So this year, my next goal is to buy as little as possible and to make every single purchase, every product that I purchase, every meal I go to, every time I want to get a coffee, every single time I do that, I want to really evaluate what I am buying and should I get this as compared to that? What is more expensive? What is more affordable? And I just want to really be aware of every purchase that I make and weigh those, weigh what is more important. Is getting this delicious sushi meal for $100 more important than putting $100 towards my student loans? So once I start thinking like that, I think it will be so much easier to not impulse buy and not buy things that I just want as opposed to need. And of course I'm still gonna buy stuff here and there, but I really want to buy the bare minimum. So hopefully you guys will not see many, if any, haul videos this year. I'm going to try really hard because paying off my student loans is my top priority for the next few years. I just want to put all my money towards that and just really free myself from that debt. So once I realized that buying stuff meant less saving towards that, it really was eye-opening to me, which probably is pretty obvious to anyone else, but it just took me a little while, and I'm glad that I got to that point. So saving is my number one goal for 2016. And I also, you'll hear me talk about it, but I also have long-term savings and emergency fund and short-term as in addition to my student loans. So okay, also I want to have very limited junk food and fast food. those things are one of my biggest weaknesses. You heard me say that I love to go to Wendy's, and I just really want to cut back on how much I go there. I pretty much every fast food place that I really like to go to, they have really awesome salads. So like at Chick-fil-A, I get their Cobb salad with avocado lime ranch dressing, which is superb. And at McDonald's, I love to get their Southwest salad. So a lot of fast food places that are really awesome for a quick meal, I try to get a salad there, which has, I think, really helped, because when I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond, which feels like eons ago, pretty much the only place that you could get a quick meal was at fast food, and I just felt so disgusting having so much of that so regularly that I started to get salads there, and I think that it's really helped. So even if you need something quick, I get a salad. So junk food is really the main thing. I think that our whole family would benefit in just not having it in the house, because if it's not in the house, you can't eat it. So that's a priority that I think we all are going to try to make for our household this year. Okay, I want to look through all my possessions quarterly and donate or sell what I'm not using or will not use. So that includes jewelry, clothing, books, DVDs, makeup, beauty products, knickknacks, literally anything that I own. I want to look through it, and I want to pass things on that I will not be using, that someone else can get more use out of. So I don't just want to get rid of everything that I own, and I can tend to do that, but I want to look through it and be very judicious with what I get rid of and why I am getting rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of winter clothes during summer because I'm not wearing them in the summer, because I'm going to wear them in the winter. So I'm being smart about it, but I want to look through my stuff more regularly just to get in the habit of that, because that's how things can easily pile up, as you can see, in my room. So I really want to make that a priority this year, and just take stock on what I own and if it could be better used with someone else, whether I donate it or sell it. I also want to, this is, the way I wrote this sounds like so hippy-dippy of me. So I put limit time spent reading and watching consumer-based media. So basically what I meant by that is I don't want to read Temptalia or Nouveau Cheap or Deals Too Good to Pass Up or the Sephora community beauty talk thread or anything like that. I don't want to watch too many I can watch hauls, but I think in the end it does not do very good things for me, because it makes me want to buy stuff even if it's not the stuff they're talking about. So I want to really limit, especially when it comes to beauty stuff, I want to limit my exposure to seeing what's new, hearing what people think of it. I just want to, because this goes back to being very careful in what I purchase. I don't want to be influenced that I need something that I don't, or that I want something that I don't need, because that's what I think a lot of us fall into on YouTube. And obviously I make videos telling you guys what I think you should buy, and I don't know, it's just a weird thing right now that I'm really trying to transition out of, wanting more things, that I feel a little weird about doing beauty videos even though I love it. So it's just a thing that I have to figure out in my own mind, but not hearing about so many new things and basically sheltering myself from knowing what is new is a huge thing that I think will help me limit my spending. And I've unsubscribed to all my emails from companies. I've unfollowed tons of people on Instagram and Twitter. And Facebook, because somehow when you like a company on Facebook for a contest or whatever, you forget about it, and then they're buy all this stuff, and you're okay, and you buy all their stuff. So I'm really trying to limit that, and hopefully all these, being very aware of it will help me overall. I upped my student loan payment, which is a huge deal to me, and I'm obviously not going to tell you how much I upped it to, but I increased it substantially from what I was paying before, and I want to keep increasing it throughout this year as much as I can manage to, like if I get a raise at work or like a bonus or something like that, to put it towards student loans, because that is what, like, just thinking about student loans looming over my head for years upon years is just so, it like gives me anxiety. So I just want to get rid of those student loans as fast as possible, and putting as much money as I can towards them every month is the only way I can do that. And that is that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was really fun to talk about, and I know every year it's it's much easier to talk about your plans for the next year than to actually follow through with them, and that's definitely been my problem in the past. But I try to really think about these things before I like made them goals and priorities, because I do think that all of these are very attainable and doable as long as I am consciously reminded of them throughout the year. So I really do want to, at the end of next year, talk about these goals, and hopefully I have achieved most of them, if not all of them. I'm kind of ashamed to look back at my goals from the beginning of 2015 because I know I didn't reach a lot of them. I did get a job very shortly after, like I wanted to get a job by May and I was able to get one by March, and that was like my biggest priority for all of 2015 was to get a full-time job. And I'll talk about this more in my like reflection on 2015, but getting my full-time job has completely changed my life and has made me so much happier and feel so much more fulfilled with myself. So that's something I'm definitely going to talk about with you guys, because I know I don't talk about my job too much, but I am so thankful that I got one, and it's one that I really love. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my priorities and goals for 2016, and please let me know yours in the comments down below. And in a few days you'll see my 2016 financial goals. I think that'll be really interesting because I have so many goals, like literally so many. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a fantastic Christmas, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye!